Hello folks, something a bit different this week. I'm going to show you how I set up my Redverz Atacama two-man tent down in Portland, but I'll show you more in a bit. So here's the tent itself. It's quite a bulky bag, but you'll see what I mean about it being an absolute stunning bit of kit. Pegs, poles, I've already got the ground sheet attached to the tent. You then have 3 poles which hold the whole tent up. To make my life easier when I set up the tent, you've got 2 that are the same length and 1 that's slightly shorter. On both ends of the actual pole I've put a bit of coloured tape and then colour coordinated which hole they feed into. The pegs you get with the tent are pink, they were originally red, aluminium pegs with a small piece of paracord round them, which has actually got some reflective tape in it so you can actually see them. And there we have basically the tent up. All I'm going to do now, sort my guys out, and I'll show you when I'm all done. Look at this for a view. That lighthouse over there with the red band is Portland Bill. Then you have the old Portland lighthouse and another old lighthouse down there. This is a small site on the end of Portland. If you've also read Bernard Cornwell's The Warlord Chronicles about Arthur and the Arthurian legend, you may know this place as the Isle of the Dead, which he featured in his second book, Enemy of God. Anyway, let me take you inside and show you what I've got. So I've got a small canopy over here with the weather. Then as you come in, there's your main sleeping area, which can take 2 beds. This large area here, the main vestibule, is where you can actually put your motorbike. So a motorbike will quite happily sit in this centre section. In the panniers, I've just got some basic kit. The black bag on the right is all my clothing. The blue bag has got camera and drone kit, although it's a bit windy. Don't think I'll get the drone up this afternoon. Small pannier has got cooking kit and wash kit, and then in the big one is all my sleeping kit. That small bottle there is milk. I've also got a litre of water on the bike, which I'll bring in a minute. If you did want to use this site, I can highly recommend it. It's £10 a night. You have 2 compost toilets behind me, and over where that pigeon is sitting is your cold water feed. It's pretty basic, but that's all you need. So I'm going to put the kettle on, and when I come back I'll show you how I set up my bed kit. Welcome back. As you can hear, it's raining. Bed set up. I've got a small camp bed. I think it's a Chinese copy of a very expensive one, but it does the job. I've got a self-inflating mat which I put on underneath just to give me a little extra support. The sleeping bag, and then I've got a picnic rug underneath so that when I get up I've got a bit of comfort. Also, it actually helps reduce the amount of cold coming up, which will stop me from feeling cold during the night. Okay, let me just talk you through the tent itself. The rain's now stopped for a short period of time, so I'll just give you some of the specs of the tent. In the main sleeping area here, you can get 2 people with personal equipment. It would be tight, but you can get 2 people sleeping in here. Personally, I just prefer it for one. It just makes my life a lot easier and more comfortable. The tent is constructed on the outside of a thick water repellent denier fabric with the sleeping capsule suspended from that. This is also mosquito proof. The doors, you have 2 functions with the doors. Just undo it. Either just have the outer door shut like that, or you can have the fly sheet and privacy curtain closed as well. I suppose what you could do is you could actually have other people sleeping in this area here. I tend not to, as obviously what I tend to do when I'm at the likes of the Isle of Man is this area here is my daytime living area. Take a day like today, weather turns awful, you don't want to be sat scrunched up on your bed all day. Here I can let stuff dry. That orange jacket is just a Gore-Tex lightweight waterproof rain jacket. I've got my bike jacket and trousers in here just slowly drying off. My boots are down there, and then inside is where I actually keep all my dry kit. So this is a dry area, and I will not have anything wet in this part here. Let's take my shoe off. So in here itself you have 2 pockets for personal possessions. Again, on the other side of the tent you have another privacy sheet with a fly sheet door, which you can open up and have access to this as another area. What I do sometimes do is, if I'm spending a long period of time anywhere, the motorcycle panniers will be in this part here, because I'm not going to be using them that often. Again, we then have another doorway there, but for today what I'll be doing is just leaving that ajar like that. I might even just have that shut, but this door will be shut on the inside. You do have double-sided zips like this and still get some form of ventilation. So what I'm going to do, I'll leave that one up there, grab this other zip here like that. That way I get some form of through air, and then close those off like that, and I can still get ventilation through here without actually having to worry about being seen. This tent itself actually also comes with, not only do you have the actual sleeping pod here, but you can also purchase this second ground sheet. You can get another ground sheet which goes into the vestibule area as well, but I've not bothered with that. I never use it. As I've said, you can put a bike in here in circumstances where you may not feel it's safe or secure to leave your bike outside, but when I'm cooking it's always out here, never in the sleep pod. Morning folks, it's about 6:30. It was a bit windy during the night to say the very least, but the tent held up perfectly well. It's designed to stand up to high winds, but you do have to make sure that the short end is facing into the wind. Well, looks like it's going to be a nice morning. I'm going to get up and get cracking with the day. Catch you in a bit.